Hello, everybody. Today we're going to be going over how to create change orders. Before we can start, we have to answer a couple of questions first. What is a change order, and when do we create a change order? A change order is a document that explains any changes made to a contract after all parties have already signed it. Some kinds of changes this document might address include using different materials, increasing or decreasing the scope of work, adding or removing subcontractors, or changing the project schedule. It's important to use change orders when modifying a project because it can help make sure all parties agree about what those changes entail and the associated change in cost and potential time delays. We create a change order anytime there is a change in scope, a monetary hit that has to be absorbed by someone, or a time delay that will extend the project out past the set date of substantial completion, whether it may be by request or an accident. Example of a change order that is issued by request is Princeton Ancillary Building, Residence Hall, PCO2. The owner, after the contracts were issued, decided they wanted to add a few more points for monitoring. That's a scope change. So they sent out a change order. We supplied the monetary and time delay information, and they accepted it. An example of change order coming by accident. That's not a change in scope necessarily. Uh, it is, but it just happened because something bad happened. Bank of Emerson County ceiling tile replacement. Supposed to reuse a bunch of ceiling tile. That ceiling tile got thrown away. So a change order was issued to replace that ceiling tile. All right, let's get into it. This is your change order dashboard. Just like every other dashboard, it has its own widgets. This one only has three. This has a recent client response widget, which if you were to submit a change order through this system, when they respond, you would see it here. Here you have COs pending approval. Once you submit them, it will sit right here until they approve it or decline it. And then you have COs by project. This right here will just show you a list of how many open and how many closed you have per project. All right, let's build our first change order. As always, we're going to go to projects and go to our test project. To get to the change orders, you go to financial and just click change orders. It will take you straight there and hit the plus. We do it from the project because it already fills in all the pertinent information. And we're going to call this lighting changes. As you can see, I cannot add a CO number because that is automatically put in. All right. Who requested this change order? This is big. As you build your project, you're going to add all of your contacts. Contacts are going to be your people that work here at R&R that will be working at the facility. It's going to be all of your customers, all of your owners of the building. It's going to be your general contractors. It's going to be all of your subcontractors. You're going to have the lighting guys and other trades as well in there because really anybody could request a change order of you. It all just is circumstantial. So in this instance, we're going to say the change order was requested by Barry of Customer R&R Controls. What was the original estimate, if any? We didn't have an estimate on this particular project, but if we did, we could go ahead and attach the original estimate. What is the customer's change order number? When they send you a change order, they will have a change order number attached to it. It's not going to match our change order number. We're just going to call this one R&R Controls. we're going to call it RR Office CO1. All right, time delay. This is important because will there be a time delay? Yes, no, or possible. Depending on what you're doing, there could be a time delay. So hopefully, if you're at the point where you're building change orders and filling them out by yourself, you have a good feel if there's going to be a time delay or not. So we're going to go ahead and put yes on this. How many days will it be delayed? I'm going to say 15 days, 3 weeks. Now, I am going to cheat. I do have a change order already written out that I'm going to copy. And here, if we had an associated estimate, we could pull it from the estimate. I'm going to just do a manual change order item. Typically, that's what you're going to do. And you want to go ahead and go ahead and fill out, go ahead and add your uh, sorry, I can't talk and type at the same time. Add your description, because this right here will fill out underneath inside your change order. I'm going to save and add another. I'm just going to add a few lines here. We already know that. Okay, and I'm going to add one more. Okay, save and close. So as you see here, I have added 3 lines. I've added description. Description is basically a scope of work. If there were any pictures or anything that we needed to associate with this change order, we would put them under files. If there's a tax, you put your tax rate. So now we're going to view the change order broken out with no pictures. And here's what it looks like. Here's your scope of work. This is why you put your descriptions underneath. It will give more substance to your line items. and you have your 3 line items. I'm actually going to make a quick change because that needs to have the total. There's that. Yep, it needs all that information. So just so you know, templates can be updated on the fly. So we're going to go broken out, no pictures again. There we go. So now it shows your customer, your project, the subject of the CO, requested by, if there is a time delay, shows R&R Controls CO number, the owner's CO number, your scope of work, your line items. Down here, it's going to show additional, subtotal, total, your original contract amount, net change by previous change orders. So that means if this is our 4th change order, all that will be added in right there. Your contract amount prior to this change is there. Amount of this change order, and then revised contract amount including this change order. So we've got all that there. I am going to click submit. There is 2 ways to do it. You can hit this button and download it and just email it to them. But for the purposes of this, I'm going to hit submit. Now I'm just going to say thank you. And as soon as that's submitted, it is now moved to submitted. And what you can't see is in my personal Gmail account, I have gotten an email that links me to this page. And on this page here, I see all the pertinent information. Scope of work, line items, subtotal, all the revised. So I'm going to go ahead and approve it. Somehow or another, that looks identical to my correct signature. Okay, so now I've approved it. Let's go refresh. Oh, look at that. We've approved. Furthermore, let me hit the refresh cache on this. Recent client responses. CTOVR-1 lighting changes. Approved. We're almost done. As you can see within the approval, it has the signature of the one who has approved it, the time that they approved it, the IP that they approved it from. We have one more thing to do, and that is to allocate our change order information. And what I mean by that is, if you remember, I have 2 subcontract lines. These came from my electrical subcontractor. This is mine, but these 2 are my electrical subcontractor. So I have to now issue him a change order for his piece. And how you do that is you go back to your project, you go to financial, you go down to your subcontract purchase orders. I'm going to go ahead and pop his fully out. And I'm going to add item to subcontract purchase order. I'm going to import from a change order. I'm going to add this. I'm going to add this. And now, this is his base bid for this project, $216,217.53. Then you add the $45,413.22. Now his running total is $261,630.75. You can now send him a copy of this, which is just an updated subcontract, including the change orders. So that is the quick and dirty of change orders. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. And yeah, see y'all next time.